Hey guys, David here from RapidQS, just up in here in Wairau Valley with Matt Alexander from Plumbuilt. They're big on TikTok. He's a huge, passionate supporter of the Warriors Rugby League and scores a few tries every weekend himself. So listen to this podcast, comment below if you've had any dealings with them. Huge plumbing company nationwide. This will be a real good talk. Enjoy. I recently met with the founder of Melbourne, having a coffee, believe it or not, about a brand new tool in the construction industry that's literally set to change the game. It's like having a commercial, legal, and a finance team all in one. It's literally as easy as sending an email. Hard to believe, I know. I know AI and ChatGPT is the buzz right now, but seeing how good automation and this type of tech applies to the construction industry is unreal. They've been working with literally the largest developers in the country, and now they have something that is going to help small businesses get paid faster. And as we know, cash is king, baby. It makes the money part easy, streamlines admin, and isn't bogged down with endless clicks or complicated softwares. It's definitely a tool I want to see more of you, the residential builder, implementing into your business. If you're interested in tech and you want to see how I can help your business, shoot me a DM. I'd be more than happy to send you some more information. Cheers, guys. Cool, man. Hey, thanks very much for your time today, bro. I know you're a busy man, so appreciate you jumping on with me, yeah.
Oh, cool, happy to do so.
Awesome, man. You're obviously a bit of a social media expert as well at Plumbuilt. Maybe not you, but you have a pretty good presence here.
Yeah, definitely not me.
No, that's cool. Bit of a brief of what I've gathered on you so far. Plumber, started Plumbuilt from 2009.
Correct, yeah.
Started Plumbuilt, so you've been in the game for, just under 20 years now, 15 years?
Left school, I was told to leave school
Yep.
at 17.
Yep.
Advised from the school to just go get a trade and
Nice.
became a plumber at 17, so it's 24 years plumbing.
Yeah, cool.
Now,
Yeah, and Plumbuilt business 15 odd years.
15, yeah, coming up to 15th year
nice.
birthday, yeah.
So are you Auckland boy originally?
Yeah, grew up in Auckland, yeah, out West Auckland. And
Where'd you go to school?
Liston College for a year, and then moved to the North Shore to Rosmini College, which
Nice.
a lot more pleasant on the
Cool,
side of
man.
the bridge for some reason.
Rougher out west than the shore?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I've our business partner in the Bay of Plenty branches. We met at Liston College,
Buzzy.
playing league 1 year. And
You're a rugby league player?
yeah.
Is that how you got the Warriors signed jersey
we're
out
all
the
over
back?
this place. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, good mates with a few of the Warriors. I think one of them's coming here today. Old Kevin Locke to do
Nice.
Our charity calendar for I Am Hope.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, so a few of the boys. James Gavay,
Yeah.
Gavay, if I say his name. He's working here now as an apprentice plumber. So played Warriors, played over in Harlequins or one of the clubs in the UK, and now he's back here doing an apprenticeship. So
Shit. So obviously, yeah, I mean, that's always a big topic. I got a couple mates in Super 15 rugby, and they're always looking at life after rugby because it can be quite a short career span.
Yeah, it's only just coming relevant now. Our Bay of Plenty branch also has got Kane Lepepe, played Hurricanes.
Yeah.
You know, the guy's 7 foot tall, bulletproof. He's featured a lot on our social medias. Gets a marriage proposal every time it gets posted. Sure, his wife doesn't like that.
He might dig a drainage trench quicker than a digger, man.
Yeah, he doesn't fit in the digger, so
yeah. He's better on a shovel.
Mate, yeah, it's a bit of a beast, but yeah. So there's a few guys coming. Yeah, they find a lot of good leadership skills from those guys too.
Yeah, man.
You know what they lack in sort of the plumbing skills and the on-site skills. Our young guys, or the guys above them can teach them that, but those high-level sports teach a good level of leadership, and they're very open to what we're trying to teach here, how we're bringing leaders up, through our growth and leader development, and they're real easy guys to train,
Yeah, that's good, man. I feel like any person that's come through like a decent high level of sport always translates well into, I don't know, a physical work environment. Yeah. Discipline, I don't know.
Discipline, yeah. I think it's working as a team, like knowing your role, like it's, the team's only as good as the team itself, there's no one individual stand out, but they realise the importance of that, and like they help. They're easy for us to promote. If we're promoting that, they jump in. And you've got an ex-All Black or an ex-Warrior Kiwis player beside you. Yeah. Trying to jump in, and naturally our young guys will jump in, or our older guys will jump in, and follow the same path. So
Yeah, that's cool, man. Obviously, I mean, I've only just come in the office this morning, but you've got a real good culture feel about it here. I read the mission statement upstairs on the board. That's real cool. When did you write that, and do you update that as the goals or the goalposts shift or move?
I think we kind of have mission, I guess, a annual meeting of where the
Yeah.
company's going, and it's not just me writing it now. It's so we get together with all the leaders and work out what we're doing. You know, like if a ship doesn't know where it's going, the ship freaking don't know where it's going. So,
Yeah, man.
input from the managers and the people helping me has been pretty great. So
Yeah.
every year we catch up, we'll reassess where we're heading, reassess things like the market. What we like doing, what's going good, what's going bad, and throw a few targets there that we never really hit, but throw them up there anyway.
Yeah, that's good, man. Yeah, I'd like to, I was going to start off on that, but I'd be quite keen to go off into like the operations or the business side of how you run Plumbuilt. So give everyone a bit of an idea of how the structure is built between sort of numbers and guys on site, office, management, where you fit in these like kind of leadership players as well.
Yeah. Cool. So I'd say we're just over 100 staff on wages.
Shit, that's huge responsibility.
Yeah, there's probably 10 contractors
Yeah.
at any one time. So that's throughout the North Island.
Yeah.
So it's running two businesses, about 80 odd in Auckland, 80
Yeah.
something in Auckland, 20 something down the Bay of Plenty. So
Have you pushed like down in the Bay of Plenty, or is that just come from like natural growth and job inquiries? Or
originally it was through a construction company, C3. Started doing a bit of work down there. Still, really good customers now. And we got offered a job down there. We kind of done in a little apartment. It was a retirement village set up. A few apartments there, and kind of grew from there. And the guy went to school with Damo, moved down there, contracted in, and we sort of saw an opportunity to start another branch of Plumbuilt, and he kind of aligns with the values of what we're trying to grow here, and so bang, we've kind of grown that from one man to about 20 odd now down there. We just bought a building down there. We're
Nice.
a couple of years ago, growing from there, and now we're pushing that through Rotorua, Taupo, and so it's good. It's good having someone like him down there to push the growth, and someone you can trust and rely on, and that's as keen as you, because you got to be pretty keen in this industry.
Yeah, man. Construction's pretty ruthless, eh?
Yeah. There's no friends sometimes at the top.
No, absolutely not. So over 100 staff, you're running 20 down in the Bay, sort of 80 up here. How do you sort of manage and run like a management style from office and organising? Because I find we get so many messages, and people will relate to this on, I've got enough work coming on, I'm struggling to either keep up with sales, manage a team. Like, when do you kind of decide, okay, I need one person to manage 10 or 20? Do you have metrics on that kind of? Yeah,
there's the kind of metrics. I don't know. Each team's different. Like, we have 4 operations managers, large scale commercial, residential, commercial scale, maintenance, and then the drainage.
Yeah, so those are your
managers.
4 key sort of pillars of the business.
So those guys, they're all given a group of supervisors or division managers underneath them, and then from there, site supervisors. And so we just allocate, each person gets allocated their type of work, and the team to sort of, and as the industry changes, like we've seen a very big slowdown in our residential sort of large townhouse developments, but our commercials actually started really lifting off. So a few more guys have been pushed over to that side, to that team, to the commercial team, and it's just that team kind of blooms up. 2 years ago, the residential team was huge. It was, we couldn't keep up. They were pumping, and it's just a little bit of a change. I can see this time next year we'll probably be back. Commercial might slow a bit, and we'll see a bit more movement in that residential market.
Yeah, for sure.
If they drop their OCR that quite quickly.
Yeah, man, I caught up with, did a podcast with the property guy yesterday, Thomas Singh, and that was good, talking about all those numbers. And I'm not an investor kind of guy in the property scene, but it's interesting hearing guys that are experts in one space. And how much how much of it plays a role in the whole industry.
Oh, massive, like everything's waiting from that outcome. It's all I care about today.
You'll just take it out for this
do it, mate.
podcast to be finished and get the notes.
Just drop it a little bit. There's so much pain out there. Like we're seeing every day, we're getting people applying for jobs, and plumbing companies. We put an ad out for some contractors, and 100 plumbing companies came up. Take some of my guys, and some of them aren't really realistic at the price they should be. We should be paying for them. They're still living in that inflated market, but we created that market. Now we've got to
deal with it. It's like supply and demand. Like they could get that 12 months ago, but if look at the numbers, I think I was telling you. QS perspective, 20 applications to 150 12 months later. How do you kind of manage, backlog of, I don't want to use the word firing, but hiring, firing, or shifting teams? Like, how do you predict that kind of stuff? Because if you've got over 100 on wages, man, that's huge.
Labour, we have a labour utilisation meeting, I think probably one a week at the moment, just seeing where they're going. So the sales team consists of sort of me and a couple of the QSs pushing, and Damo and the QS down, Scotty in the Bay, pushing. And we're just looking at the pipeline. We've got systems in place which give us our predicted pipeline, our current pipeline. Programming is a little bit of an issue we're still working on, but we're kind of finding that if I fill the pipeline, these boys have always got there's a backlog of work to get done. So we've always seemed to have a shortage of labour. We never really seem to have, we either have just enough in the quiet times or too little when we get busy. So I'd never really get the guys coming in and saying, look, we've got too many guys on site. And I sell very, very hard. And I push very hard with the QS team to eliminate that problem, because that's what I lose sleep over, running out of work. And
that's that's a big one for anyone. And I suppose in this exact time and current market, how do you what's kind of your strategy around making sure you've always got a pipeline fill? Like, do you have a marketing meeting? Like, how do you do sales training with your guys? Give us a run.
Yeah, we're massive on training and growth. So we've got sales coaches coming in randomly. We do like leadership courses. I've got personal coaches, advisors, and that. So we're always, at the moment, we're on a weekly. Me and one of the QSs, who's really, he's taken the sales like a duck to water. Me and him are really pushing on the sales side. So any new, emerging markets, or anything on the horizon, we're looking at. We're finding stuff now. Well, there's still cows in the paddock that we know there's going to be houses there soon. Finding out who's doing what, and interesting. I'd be the worst ex-missus to find. I'd find out what you're up to. But that's my role, I keep that pipeline full, and I try to now not worry about what the boys do. They've been trained, like the guys underneath me, the operations are better than me. Slick team. They, like, I was seeing some of their chats and some of their stuff going on site. Randomly got added, I'm in one of the job chats at the moment while it's coming out of the ground in an apartment block, and watching what our guys, supervisors, are doing on site, highlighting plans, sending them to the team in the site. You've got to get this area under slab done, make sure you got diggers, blah, 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 trucks booked, and fucking hell, like, if I could operate like that back in the day, it would have been great, But I was just a well-oiled mess,
Yeah, I feel like there's so many pillars to the business element. I did an Instagram video a year and a half ago, and I was like, there's sort of 3 pillars to, I think it was 3 pillars. There's like, your negotiation and salesperson, so like your QSs. Yeah. Then you've got your guys that love like management, problems, chaos, and solving problems. And then you've got your dead set guys that love just being on the tools. Yeah. And I think if you can find people in those kind of pillars, put them in their right place, you should never have to stress.
We've done a lot of work with disc profiling, so knowing where people are, like the drivers, the influencers, the systematic, compassion, the different areas. And by just working out their personality types and how they react, it's been good for us to be able to, so the team's a lot more cohesion in the team. They work a lot better together. For me, one of the QSs was a bit slower in the full team meeting, and it took them, they had to have everything exact, and I move at 100 miles an hour, and at the end of the meeting I just learned if I just bang it out, go as fast as I can, and then just sit back with them and just say, look, one-on-one time, what questions did you miss? And I just found I could work better with that person, and they felt like I was taking the time, to work with them, and they feel more, belonging, a bit more appreciated, rather than just me come in, bang, 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 building there, do price that, got to go fucking out of there.
Out of there.
So it's given us a lot more, the team's a lot more, it's cohesion, I guess, cohesion's the right word for it. We're finding that, the right people in the right spots. We've done a sales training. I put a handful of people through, and first thing was to vet what type of person you are, and it came up a couple of our ops managers, great plumbers, great site guys, awesome managers, know all the systems. They weren't as good as a couple of others who were exceptional prospectors, working out where the sale is. So now that myself was quite high on the prospecting, and another guy, Gary, one of the QSs, we are now just concentrating on sales. Another QS, Dylan, he's an all-rounder, very good closer. So we're going to, with deals now, we're going to start getting him to close a few of the deals. And, I'm too emotional. I'm like, I'll just drop 10% to get the job now. Where he's like, nah, 10%. So he's like, mate, that's the profit. So he's a bit more level-headed. So just having those people in the right areas
key, man.
has being able to, I can find it, You know, the boys, they'll call them farmers, the ops managers.
Yeah.
I'll find the relationship. Dylan will close the deal. These
Nice.
boys will farm that relationship, and they'll keep them happy, and they'll do what they have to. And I'm too erratic to farm them properly, you know, look after these key account holders.
Yeah, for sure. I kind of find you and me might be a similar trait. I'm like, Evan calls it, I'm like a shoot from the hip shotgun kind of guy, but then we need to hire snipers to kind of clean up my mess. Yeah. Because I go in real high volume, make a lot of problems. Not problems, create chaos, but I need someone to tidy all that up.
That's it. Yeah, I shoot from the hip.
Nice. Shotgun
with a beer in my hand.
I like it. I'm pretty keen to just touch on two pieces here, like kind of like a two-part question. When did you sort of make the adjustment or learn, or did you have like a coach or a mentor into helping you move from just being like a plumber to a business owner? Now you're kind of building teams. Like, did you see yourself kind of like change a lot through that time?
Yeah, I don't know. There's never a day you can put on it like when you changed. I know I've changed, but there's never a day you can just say,
for sure.
You know, like that was the day it was. But I don't know, I just felt like we had a lot of chaos going on. I mean, I got a business coach in years ago, and he was real good, and he got 10 guys, and he kind of headhunted me, found me, and sold me the dream. And
nice.
was, you know, he got us from that 10 guys and got us to 20 or 30 guys, and put contracts in place.
Nice.
Helped out a lot of the girls in the office with this is what you do. And it was really good, and like we kind of got to that point, and then I went on my own for a while there, and I went sort of 30 to 50 guys and 60 guys, can't remember how much. And then I found another coach who I'm still with now actually, and like we're just doing a bit of work with him, and they kind of put us into that sales, like this is the systems that you need in place. And we kind of had systems, but I was just running 50 guys off friggin' like almost a text message, you know? You know, like the boys would just run their system, and this guy would run his, and I didn't give a shit. Like, you just do what you're doing, and there was nothing official put into place. So having this next coach, we kind of started putting some stuff into place. Girl Lee Shears, she's office manager here. She's kind of the right-hand man when it comes to that, and she's helped structure it, you know, like I've shot from the hip. And
she got me before I even got up the stairs. She was,
she knew what was happening.
For sure.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, she knows what I'm doing before I shoot.
Nice.
Which is good, and picks up the mess. So you need those sort of people, and that's the person that's helped structure it, and like, hey, this is what works here. And now she's down there helping at the Bay of Plenty office, structuring that. It's a bit smaller team, so we have to take it a little. We can't bring all these systems we have in Auckland down there. Every time I try to bring 3 down, they'll throw 2 back at me, and then I kind of got to convince them to do 1. But the systems do work. It's just the timing to put them in. You can't just keep, you know, you got 3 office staff there, here's 3 systems, get them done by the end of the month. That won't work. One at a time, and they see the benefit
Baby
of
steps,
one. And like we do a lot in-house, sort of back of house, I guess you'd call it, from here, that helps them to just get there. But we're slowly and surely, the 2 branches are becoming very systemised as one. The Northland branch now we're running from Auckland. We do have an office up in Whangarei as well, and the Gisborne branch too is run from Auckland as well. It just seems easy to run from one sort of headquarters and have sort of a satellite branch in those sort of smaller regions. Bay of Plenty's it's a city, so it's justifies its own branch, its own But with branches come and internet accounts, you know, like that doesn't. You know,
it's all times by 4. Like businesses
overheads just grow. So I think we've kind of worked out a blueprint of how a small branch would work, being Gisborne or even Whangarei, and how a larger branch would work, being Tauranga, which would then feed the Rotorua Taupo area. So as we grow, we've got the 2 prototypes or blueprints, I guess, that we can start putting together.
Nice. I'm just trying to think of trying to be as relatable as possible to people that listen, but when do you think like a coach or a mentor at like what kind of business do you think is sort of good for them? Because obviously they come at a cost, and if you're too small you probably don't need a coach early days. Would you have any advice on like people when, you know?
I think it's as soon as you realise that a great tradesman doesn't necessarily mean you're a great business owner, as soon as you realise that and you can accept that, and then you'll be asking for help. So when you see that and you're like, shit, I'm doing really well, I'm pumping these jobs on my own, you get a guy, you get an apprentice, and things don't seem to be going as well, and the stress is starting to catch up onto you, that's the point there, I think. It's probably too late, to be honest, but it's that But it's a great businessman is, there'd be 100 guys out there that could run this business now better than I could.
Yeah.
As my role as the CEO or whatever you want to call me.
Yeah, for sure.
There's a lot of guys that do it better. I've just taught myself to be the best I can be at that.
Yeah, nice. That's good. Sorry, quick pause. Can you please plug my computer in? It's about to die. I'll just carry on though as well.
Yep.
Have you got an extension there? Apologies for that.
No, that's all right.
Charge it. It's just over there on the bench, bro.
Is that the timer?
Yeah, it's all good. I try and sit around 45, and if sometimes if you go off, I'll pull you back because I'm trying to.
Yeah,
I'm just done a heap of research on this, and I'm trying to.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, no, you just lead the way.
Cool, bro. Appreciate it, man. But good so far. Thank you, bro.
You edit about 20% of it out, don't you?
Yeah, bro. Heaps gets cut out. But I like to try and keep it as real
just
as possible.
Just like a chat,
yeah. Absolutely, man. Yeah, happy days. Thank you very much for that, man. Cool. So I think we just finished off on that businessy structure stuff. You happy, Tyler?
Yeah.
Sweet, man. Do you have a bit of a process for finding talent and hiring? Are you constantly hiring here at Plumbuilt?
Yeah, we do have a process. I mean, each role's different. If we're going for a high-level office role, we'd use a recruitment agency. They seem to get a lot better traction than us just putting our Facebook, bloody Instagram type ad out. With the plumbing, we have different avenues. So we do a lot of gateway at the moment. We have been for years, and we've got guys that started at gateway 4 years ago and now qualified. Plumbers, looking to buy their first homes, which is a great time to buy it.
For people that don't know what Gateway is, just a quick
Gateway
brief
is
on that.
we get them from the local schools one day a week for a whole term.
Yep, sweet.
So we go into all the local schools. We do this in Bay of Plenty too.
Cool.
And we pull a different handful of people through. They come in 1 day a week. At the end of the term, we say, look, A, B, C, no, yes, photos. We've actually made the mistake of hiring the wrong guy before.
Yeah, I can imagine, man.
Fucking photos now, man.
Yeah.
So, and that way there we can kind of vet them before they start, which is it's been the best way. In the last few years, it's been a nightmare to find good staff. So, we're just kind of 5 years ago, we're just like, bugger it, we'll just make our own, and build our own, and it's paying dividends now.
It can be a bit of a short-term pain. Obviously more time, more investment, more money, but if they hang around and they're good, it can pay dividends for
as long as we get them through their apprenticeship, give us a year or so after, and you've paid your dues, and that's fine. A lot of them are growing in the company, apprentices now. We're looking at our next branch is we're opening up in Queenstown.
Yeah, nice.
A guy that started here as an apprentice, he's been here 10 years.
Nice.
He's going to be the manager. At the moment, he's the maintenance operations manager, and he'll move down there and be a branch manager. So
it's so good, man. I feel like a lot of people think now, you have to. I don't know. You can. I think being a business owner isn't cut out for everyone, but you can still do really, really well like that. He came out of school. Now he's a maintenance manager. Now he's going to get the chance to operate a branch in Queenstown for a nationwide company. There's huge opportunities.
He'll get shareholdings in the business, and we'll purchase property, and he'll be a shareholder in that too. So it's a massive one, But he's done the hard yards,
Yeah, for sure.
The girl that you saw that came and greeted you, and she's started at the front of the office. She was front of house doing the scheduling, and worked her way up, right up to sort of basically building the structure for the company, COO, what do you want to call those roles? But we're not too big on titles
delegations
here. But
roles,
there is people do roles that are similar to that, and so that growth is what we try to promote. So by having that growth, the other people below them see the ladder, see the pathway, and they jump into it.
Yeah, for sure.
We've got to this size of staff, and our staff turnover is ridiculously low.
That's important, man. For
not many people leave. I think 2 or 3 have left. In the last 5 years to another company in Auckland. It's either you're leaving the country, going out on your own, or you're giving up plumbing.
Nice.
So
that's a good stat. That's a good stat to be proud of, because I've heard of some other companies, group home builders and that, and they're just churning them out, man. And that's a huge cost to a business, hiring and firing and training. And,
That's also, if I looked at it now, if we were to bring a CEO in, to take my place because he's better. You just see them cutting down all those relationships and all that. The company values that were built up over the years. The family, it's still a family-owned business type of thing, and we are the family now. The company is the family, and they'd cut that to smithereens just to save $1. And it's like, is that what business is about? Just saving $1, or is it about growing people and In return, you'll make $1.
I think that's chief finance stuff is all. I think it's too cutthroat for smaller business. Like it's not based on like what you said, because if you focused on just money, you probably wouldn't be where you are today.
Yeah.
So I think if you do, people get too focused on profits, and obviously profits are important for any business, but I think it's huge to focus more on
I had coffee this morning with a large supermarket chain. One of the people on there, I don't want to mention names at all, but they were telling us how the turnover of people and how you can churn, they're like, you pop your head up, you get it cut off, you're at that top level, you drop down, it can get cut off, you just got to stay on that middle range. And they were saying they were just immune to it. Like it's, how do you deal with that uncertainty? Just immune to it. And I'm like, shit, it's a
sad way to live, man.
Big supermarket chain. What's going on? So we try not to have that, you come here, you do your apprenticeship, you go overseas, you go buy a house, you go on your own, Ben Weafer, Blue Line Plumbing, done 5 years with us. Great plumber. Now he's got a little factory across the road from us.
Nice.
I flick him a few jobs and, we don't steal staff. He's great. I'm so happy for the guy.
Don't go turn his water off at night?
No. He's down there drinking all night.
No, that's cool, man.
It's about that. Like, this industry's tiny,
Yeah, absolutely. And especially when you're just in one region, Auckland,
Yeah.
At what point in your career did you realise, shit, this is actually like, pretty big business? You were just operating out of your home or garage and, did you have a bit of a...
Oh, I think it was probably when I looked at the guy and I couldn't remember his name. I was like, he works here, and he had a Plumbuilt thing. I was looking, I'm like, who the fuck is that?
Yeah.
And that was when I was like, shit. So I have made a point to remember everyone's name.
Yeah, cool, man.
So, but that was, at that point, I was like, this is getting pretty big. But like I said before, there's not a day that, we had a smaller office before. Now there's 3 offices, we're in this big office. It just grows, it's organic, there's no, we did have a bit of a growth phase there, but a lot of it was before we had social media. So people were saying, Plumbuilt, you guys grown heaps lately. I was like, no, we haven't. We've just got a Facebook page.
And you probably, I don't know, we'll get into this question next, but you probably just see us everywhere because, I don't know, attention is money, and you've monetized that well, Do you want to talk about the social media journey for you guys? When did you first get into it?
I don't know, just created a page to put shit jokes on, and I think I was taking care of it. Then they had a young girl that was a nanny. She came in, started working here, and I was like, hey, good on Instagram.
Here's the phone, take it.
Go take some pictures. And then another random here and there, and a few mates went through it. And then it just kind of, you start to get a bit of a following. And it was only sort of lately, I can't remember when my sister actually was like, shit, she was selling, had a little rug business.
Yeah, buzzy.
I don't know, some online imported from India selling them, but she had 5,000 followers.
Yeah.
I was like, how the frick do you get 5,000 looking for a rug business?
So,
she's like, look, I'm selling up that business, and she's like, I'll come do your social media, and she's just grabbed it and just run with it. And so she's here a few days a week. She does our website. Just knows what she's doing. I don't know what she's doing. I don't have an opinion anymore. I used to micromanage the post, do this, do that. I might just do what you want. I might don't mention that guy's name because he doesn't like that construction. I do the industry. Like when something's going to ruffle some feathers. But other than that, it just go your own, and it's just she's just peaked. Peaked, and we've got 15,000 followers on all our pages or something, or 20,000. I don't know what it is now. But, we're getting a lot of people. I was at the Mungawhai market, so I got a little place up there, and the local plumber, Mike, came up to me and we had a chat, and he's like, whoever's doing your social media, he's like, you guys have changed the public's perception on what a plumber is. He's like, thanks for that. And I'm like, cool, shit. Right? I was like, that's real cool. I messaged Rach. I was like, fuck, that's good to hear. And it's just, he's not our competition. We're in the industry together. But it's good to hear that, and makes you think. That is working. And when we first started doing it, a lot of it was to get plumbers, I was like, we kind of need to advertise that we're doing cool shit. So when people look at us applying for a job, they'll come to us, and it's just kind of grown to, I don't even know what it is now. It's just,
it's cool, man. I got a message off a guy in Melbourne once, and he said, fuck, man, I thought QSs were boring and nerds, and you guys are making it look sexy. And I was like, man, I'm not a good looking dude, but I appreciate it, man.
Are you gay? What's wrong with this?
Yeah, what's wrong with this dude?
Yeah.
Have you seen like a direct revenue increase off social media, or just maybe hiring people?
I think hiring and brand awareness is huge.
Yeah,
so,
man.
Like we used to have, Plumbuilt and then a massive 800 number down your side of your van, but now I've learned that's not what it is. If they want to find us, they'll find us. It's that brand awareness, people looking up, like we work for a lot of big corporations, a lot of big maintenance contractors and whatnot, and it's them just, when they look at us, our presence online is, there we go, we do this, we do that, we do this. Some of our stuff's it's a little bit cutting edge, sort of what we're doing. They do push the boundaries, but
some of it's a little bit out the gate. But then again, it just shows a little bit more behind the scenes of the company. I think it's positive.
I remember a thing, I was in a leadership course and it's kind of stuck with me, and the guy said, weird is good, people remember it, and that is. So, you go and do something weird, people remember you, so we're doing a bit of weird shit. And people are remembering us, and I've got Mike King, he's doing a calendar for I Am Hope, got Mike King posing for it, got Richie Barnett in it, like saying Kevin Locke and another mate down here posing for it today, and like having those people, those presence, those big, superstars, whatever, from the rugby league industry, it gives us that brand awareness, will keep pushing us forward as well. But if we had 300 followers, they weren't going to jump on that. So it just gives you that, and then I don't know, we're finding it more with the bigger construction companies. They're trying to get their presence up, pushes to LinkedIn, and we are someone. We're a player in the market.
Yeah,
so.
It's a bit of, I find what I've noticed with the podcast thing, it's a bit of like a status thing as well. Yeah, like it's real interesting, man. Because I'm from a farm in Wanganui, so I don't consider myself like anywhere in that world, but. It's real funny when people, you've got a podcast and they look at, I don't know, your numbers and shit. It might be shit a year ago, and now they're like, oh, fuck, now we're actually keen to get involved, Yeah,
If you rung up, you're like, hey, Dave from Rapid Podcast.
They're like, what the fuck do you do?
Yeah, they didn't give a shit, but as soon as they see you online, they're like, oh, they'll pay attention a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
That's quite good. Well, and like the LinkedIn's the next one we're working on too, just trying to get presence in there. And I mean, you just got to have all those branches out there. You do, man. Those feelers out there, and if something bites, it's like it's like our sales. We're like a drift net. We just go through everything.
Absolutely,
pick up everything we can and try and fill up the fish. If we can, if we can win it, we can win it. If it's not worth keeping, we throw it back. But
absolutely,
it's the same as social media. You just need it's just another string to that bow.
Your mindset on that is exactly like mine. I caught up with my marketing dude in Thailand 2 weeks ago. Did like a bit of a 2-week work thing, and the amount of calls I listened on him to, builders inquiring about, oh, should I be doing marketing and all this, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you literally pay for what you get. Like there's a literal direct ROI. Yeah. Like I know we spend X amount a month, but I know what we're getting on the back end. Yeah. Do you know anything at your business, like numbers, like roughly where you split your kind of advertising spends? Is it organic, leads, repeat business, paid advertising?
Yeah, we don't really monitor. We don't advertise too much.
Like not too much paid media.
No. Okay. It's so like us as I'm having a lunch after this with one of the biggest construction companies directors. That's our other sales guy. That's our so if you can put a dollar value on how much it's going to cost me to go buy them lunch and whatnot, but it's the process to get there. We're not so much going for Joe Public anymore. We just organically let them come in the door. Yeah, nice. And it's, when we're quiet, like right now, everyone's quiet out there in the market, and everyone's trying to do maintenance plumbing. We've been building maintenance plumbing for 15 years. We have some massive, New Zealand Fire Service, whole lot of big, big
that's been
people
your bread
like
and
that.
Butter. Yeah,
and that's our bread and butter, and we looked after them from day one, and now everyone's ringing them. And like I speak to the guys, they're the coordinators, and they're like, well, why would we jump ship now?
Why would we risk that relationship?
In 2 years' time, it's going to be quiet, it's going to be busy, and they'll be gone. And he's like, so we've kept that long-term relationship, which is, that's what, when everyone's working on that, on maintenance, I'm working on these other jobs. And when that drops, I'll go back to when the maintenance. Yeah, nice. I'll go. So I try to work the opposite of where it is. And that's the easiest sale, Yeah, absolutely. Go for, I did similar to you when I had the building business was, all I did was targeted maintenance. Yeah. And my metric was, if I do 10 $2,000 jobs really fucking well, I'll get offered a 20K reno off the back of that. Yeah, that's it. So I was always chase the fucking cheese, man. And same with QSing. I was like, I want to chase $300 reports. And I know if we do those real well,
will get the big new builds, you know?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. It's just getting yourself in there, and I mean, it's crazy out there the amount of people just advertising. Like if you put a bloody Google ad on, just about $15 to click for a plumber.
Yeah.
No point doing it, and everyone's looking for work, so everyone's doing it, and it's just that same mindset, that same advertising, and it's the wave. Everyone's riding the wave, and everyone's doing the same thing. You can't be on that wave. You got to be on
nice.
on the one before or the one after. You know,
Yeah.
that's where you'll get noticed and you'll get work.
Yeah, I like that. I Googled this morning about a news article in 2019 when you were owed 600K.
Oh yeah.
Give us a rundown about that, and what kind of business changes, implements did you make after that? Because fuck, that must have hurt.
Yeah, so we were owed from Stanley, I've got to remember liquidations, Stanley Construction, so they owed us...
Do you want to say a word to him if he's out there?
No. It's Kevin Stanley, I'll just pay your bills, mate.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Don't cut that out, Tyler. Keep that in,
we were owed 300 grand from our Auckland site, Kaingaora sites. There was 200 grand from our Bay of Plenty office, and another 100 grand. So it was roughly 350 in Auckland, 250 in the Bay of Plenty.
Yeah.
So total of 600 grand plus retentions, give or take. Kaingaora took over the thing. We had a continuity agreement that we carried on with the next contractor, which ended up being Precision Construction, who seemed to clean up a lot of that.
Yeah.
We jumped in, finished that, got paid out our money in Auckland. The Bay of Plenty ones was the Richmond Retirement Village. Master Plumbers sort of spoke to them. They ring-fenced it at the time. They said no one should be working on this site. Plumbuilt's owed money. The guy Colin that owned it, we tried to remove our manholes. He goes, don't. He fucking the good old bugger on a handshake, paid us, said you'll get paid. He just fucking just wiped everyone out. And then another small job, Gary Gordon, Solution Street, he's not really around these days, that company, but he's a real good bugger too. He just guaranteed the money, paid us out. Nice. So we continued. We lost the retentions, but we continued. So fast forward another year, we just went through Scarborough liquidation.
Yeah.
So that's another one. So we were 190 grand on that one. And once again, continuity agreement, got paid out from who jumped on that one? Woodview Construction.
Yeah.
Was it Woodview jumped on that one?
Yeah.
So they've and we just finished that one, got paid out over time with continuity agreement, finished the job.
It's still shit though, man, because you've got to pay for those costs, hold it, and then I don't know.
I've got another one now, Build Partners.
Yeah.
So there's another 240 grand on that one. That's just like, this is just every year.
Yeah.
But we do get them back. We've got signatures on them, continuity agreements.
Yeah.
Build Partners, hopefully someone will sort that out. There's, I think, NZ Strong. I don't know who's looking at it right now. When does this go live?
No, we can cut it out, bro. Don't worry.
So there's a few. There's that one I'm going through now. And then just watching right now, Deval Group. So we're not.
Yeah, man.
I went to an interview with Deval.
Fuck, that's right. That
18 months ago, I was at this interview. I looked at it. I know Macmillan Plumbing were doing a lot of work there, huge site. And I was like, oh, yeah, cool. If they're not keeping up, whatever. I don't know why I'm here, but you've invited me here. I'd never priced any work. They told me their payment terms was the 15th of the month following the month.
Yeah.
So it was fucking like...
Do the work 4 weeks after? Yeah.
It was 6 weeks after.
6 weeks after,
Do the work 6 weeks after.
Okay.
The 15th. And I'm like, no, I don't work past the 31st. I was like, if you got that, that's not our deal. So we kind of just separated, didn't go there. And then 18 months later, liquidation. I know Team Cabling, Dave Burt's there, and Dan. Dave Burt was on the news last night going on. Dave Burt went through Scarborough Stanley's with me. We didn't go through Scarborough. I'm like, I've got relationships with other sub-trades through just liquidations, and it sucks to watch. And it's the same shit. What are we going to do about the industry? What are we going to do about the regulations? These turn and burn companies, Deval's a turn and burn.
Yeah, man.
They'll shut 60 businesses. What the fuck?
Yeah, 60,
I've got 2.
Yeah.
Plumbuilt Bay of Plenty, Plumbuilt Auckland.
That's just...
I've paid my bills every month,
Yeah, it's bad business when you see that many companies. I think it was 64, man.
60,
and I'm like, and what was it? What was that big plumbing supplier that just went under?
Franklin's, it's off the back end of that.
70 years in business, man.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So the regulations around that whole retentions need to be done. Like I'd sit there, as a pre-let the other day with one of our customers and got retentions at the top, and she's trying to, we hold retentions, and she's like, I know you don't like them. I'm like, fuck, I was like, I've been burnt so many times.
Yeah.
And the rules to put them in the trust, that's there now, and it is, it's working, but it's going to take a while for it to, to actually work in the liquidation scenario, it's something needs to be done in the industry about that.
Yeah, man.
Like, how can I keep this business going? How can I employ all these kids? And Team Cabling, Dan and Dave, that they're doing that. Like, we are training next generation in a shortage of tradesmen.
Absolutely, man.
And then these big high roller developers come in, start a company, drop it, bang, drop the next one, and then fly off in their private jet trying to sell a fucking TV show, for fuck's sakes. Like, this is the biggest issue we face.
Yeah.
So we do a lot of pre-work on anyone. Due diligence is through the roof on any new customer, and we do turn people down. Like the Val group, just separated that way.
Nice.
There's a couple I should have in the past. I know
you don't know.
Stanley,
You don't know
45-year, 100-year-old company. I think it was a 100-year-old company. Scarborough, 40 years old, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Like these guys, but Mr. Old Scarborough, he's put all his yachts up in Fiji, apparently. He's paying everyone off that. He's finishing his beachfront Omaha house after he liquidated Scarborough.
Yeah,
like, who the...
So bad.
How is this legal, isn't it?
Yeah, it's so bad.
You'd be worried about getting tapped on the back of your shoulder walking down the street. My wife would be horrified if we were, don't worry about them, we'll just shut their company. You're sitting on your deck, your beachfront Omaha house, having a barbecue at Christmas, and you've got
a door knock.
Fucking 10 angry tradies come around.
Yeah, man.
That stuff must be weighing over their shoulders, and good on them. Sleep with it.
Yeah, it's just the flow-on effect to the small, like 2 to 3, 4, 5-man gangs that rely on a $8,000 payment every 20th or whatever it is, you know. So
I was sitting in this. So many of the damn things. Scarborough liquidation, Stanley liquidation at Manamatta in the creditors meeting. I'm watching a 70-year-old, 60-year-old painter sitting there in tears, like he's losing his house. I'm watching him and his wife. My business partner, Damo's, he's like, it's a smaller company in the Bay. He's like, this is going to really, $250,000. He's stretching the shit out of us. You're putting this on your own mortgages, and I'm trying to hold him down from not jumping up and knocking the guy. And you're watching people, and these guys just do it with no remorse. They still have their beachfront houses. They still, these back. Kevin Stanley right now is building houses in Manamatta. Whoever buys a house off him, just look at your own, look at your own conscience.
You're part of the problem to blame.
So that's being ethical and all that. That's part of what we've tried to do, and then you can watch this from the guys. Some of them you even looked up to. When you started, you're like, oh shit, it's a good business. But from the front, it's just mirrors.
Yeah. I mean, it's such a widely talked about topic, like behind the scenes. But I feel like no one does. I don't know, like what if you were in charge, what would you do to stop that? You'd
almost have to audit how many companies. Like if you're going to do Kayangawara work, a 10-year minimum in business. Have some sort of deposit sitting there. All your retentions go to a government. Government bank account. A lawyer's trust.
Some sort of trust accounts.
And like have the money in place to, having your books audited through a third party before you start working. I've said a couple of names before, but some good KO operators in there, and they're working for other housing builders. The government council builders around now, and like these guys are awesome operators. They pay on the 20th. They don't really hold retentions, if any. And we've worked with them for years, and I just give them my best price. Like that's nice. If you want a plumber tomorrow, send me the address and the purchase order. I trust you.
Sure.
So it's having these ones and like almost vetting these guys to like there's always the same crew that go and pick up the pieces from the big wigs. But hopefully it's a lot of the old boomers, Stanley, Scarborough, all those guys. Hopefully those old boomers are out of the market. They've made their money. They've put all the money offshore and taken their shares. Just fucking leave it, mate. You boomed the houses up. You boomed all the business. You've made it, and you left a fucking trail of destruction for the next generation. And we're all going to learn from that. Hopefully, we're going to not be those people. So
shit, man. I mean, you're passionate about that, and I can imagine there's a shitload of other people that are as well. So thanks for bringing that. Thanks for bringing. I'm sure I can see on your face you'd love to go down a fucking rabbit hole, and that's a whole nother.
We're down rabbit holes.
A whole nother podcast. I'd love to. I get messages about this all the time, so I'm sure they'll appreciate it from you. How do you structure fixed price payments, charge up work? What's your different split on that? Like, is maintenance strictly charge up work, and then all your other new build stuff is strictly, fixed price, payment schedules, etc.?
Yeah, basically there's that. So maintenance is a lot of our we're commercial maintenance customers, long relationships. So we just set them as the set, tear them in our system, and that's what it costs. Everything is done. Every invoice is sent out with exact hours, exact materials. It's all automated through our job management software, and it's pretty much that's clean cut. It is, the hours are out there, the materials. We've got GPS reports and everything. We do estimates for mid-sized jobs sometimes, sometimes larger ones. And then large stuff we fixed price through contract.
What do you think is the cleanest business for small plumbers out there? Fixed price work, charge up work?
So charge up.
Charge up? Yeah.
Yeah, the charge up's the safest. You don't make more. You don't make heaps, but you don't lose heaps.
Yeah, for sure. Risk free for a small business.
It's risk free. Yeah,
you might fuck around with a few hours here and there.
Yeah, it's you just cover your costs. But it gives you, when you start out, it's best way to do it is to do a charge up and work out what it actually costs to pipe a house out.
Yeah.
My biggest advice I'd give to any of them is back cost each job. Just back cost each job.
Know your physical cost.
Yeah, I built, for Dave, I built his house. Dave was a shit builder. He fucking slowed me down. So it cost me another 20% in hours. But then old Andy over there, Andy, efficient, on time, same house. I'm going to price Andy at that, and Dave's getting priced at that. And that's how you start building up a bit of a rapport. But if you don't back cost and create a system or a structure to that to see what type of work you're doing, you're going in blind, really. Pricing's throwing a dart at the dartboard.
100%.
The only way you can be accurate is by knowing the type of work, the type of people that are doing it, and the type of people you're doing it for. That was the only way you can be somewhat of accuracy. Or else your meter rates and your fixture rates and your whatever rates you're doing, they're what you made money last time on.
Yeah. It is so important, man, fixed price work. Like, there's so many scenarios, tricky clients, builders, not being on time, fucking variations, what building crew you're throwing at it, is it fixed prices, incentive? There's so many variables, eh?
Yeah, we've done 2 for Mike Greer Commercial. 2 apartment blocks, exactly the same. We've done the first lot. We just made margin, just under margin. Went really well. Happy as, shook hands. Must design build the next one up the road, the other side of Auckland. Went and done that, same size, exact same price. Same crew, same manager, same site supervisor. And we've done a little bit better because we just got, some systems, some efficiencies. Now they're talking about a third one. I'm like, fuck, same number of apartments, same price. I was like, just put those wherever you want. And you get that sort of that continuity of that team, and you change a guy out here and there, but that general, when our QS priced the third one, they were pricing a little bit higher because they've gone off. And I was like, nah, good.
If anything, we're going to get quicker.
And I was like, that's a good, bread and butter job. It'll keep us going. So it's just having those back costing. If we weren't back costing those and the type of work, we could have lost that job over a fucking 30 grand in $1 million job,
and you have no idea.
No idea.
So back costing is important, man. For people that we price retainer on, I'm like, try and give me your actual numbers. Down the side in a right-hand column, highlighted in yellow. So then I can go through and do a costing. And then for the next job, I know where to beef up, where to trim down. And then ultimately that helps you win, say if we're winning 3 out of 10 jobs, we might start winning 5 or 6 out of 10 because our numbers are getting not more competitive and not trying to charge more, but like that good 25 or 30% margin.
So you just tweak a little bit and it's amazing.
How it can come out.
Oh, sometimes I cringe when I watch some of our pricing go out. It's like, we can't drop. I'm like, we can.
Yeah, we can.
I was like, look at the last one. They cleaned up on that one.
Yeah.
I was like, well, I felt bad. We're almost overcharging the customer on that one. And I was like, reduce it, and it's how you keep long-term business.
Man.
If your builder or your main contractor sees you drop the price since last time, they're like, shit, this,
this is amazing. Man, that's so important you say that, because I feel like everyone's just always trying to charge more and more and more. Look at the, what's that? It's LTR, lifetime value of a client. And it's like, look at how much you could, don't try and rinse them for 40 or 35%, just go in and you can get that for
I feel that's why this business is a lot less Joe Public and more relationships. And we've never tried to kill it off any one person. We're just trying to make customers. We're trying to make friends. We're trying to grow relationships. We're not trying to.
Good, man.
The money will come later.
For sure.
We'll do 100 houses and make a small amount rather than one house and make a big amount.
Make a bang. For sure. Cool projects. I had a look at one online. Maldives underwater hotel.
Yeah.
How did that come about?
Oh.
And did you take a crew there?
Yeah, we done the whole. Yeah, we done. So we.
That's a bit insane.
So there was 2 people. There was a connection between one of a guy and the guy that we know. We got recommended. 2 of us tendered for the job.
Was
in
it
Auckland.
both New Zealand companies?
Yeah, so there's a guy called Mike Murphy, awesome old bloke. He helped build Kelly Tarleton's.
Oh, wow.
He was the engineer. So anywhere in the world, he's known the underwater structure guy. He builds underwater structures. So they have approached him from the Maldives to build the first underwater hotel room. He goes, cool, I done the first underwater restaurant. You gave me the contractors. They sucked. I think they're all over Singapore, wherever they come. Aussie, they built them somewhere anyway. So he said, look, I'll pick the team.
Yeah.
So ended up long and short, we put a decent price in, as you do to work over there. We were picked out of the two, so it was just a two-horse race. So we built it in, flew it over there. We shipped the container. The design work, pre-design, that was the biggest part. Every single part was sent in a box in a container over to build it. Probably twice, to be honest. Just sent enough of everything. Toolkits, the lot. Sent it over there. We built it in a shipyard at Singapore.
Yeah.
I went over for that part. I spent about 4 hours on site. I was so hungover.
4 hours on site hungover.
The boys carved it up. Joel and Dan absolutely
on the piss or on the job carved it up? Both.
I carved the piss. But yeah, and then so we built it there, and they floated it to the Maldives, sunk it, and then we flew to the Maldives. We had to connect it up to the above water villa when we got there.
That's crazy.
They're like, great job, great. We love all you guys. Can you guys plumb out the above? I'm like, we can't do that. So they ended up, basically they had no one there to do it.
Yeah.
I was like, well, here's your price to do that. And,
accepted it?
Yeah, accepted it. Yeah, there was
no option.
Oh, it was the Hiltons and some guy that owns an oil merchant in Dubai. So I don't know.
Some prince, I believe, or something.
The money wasn't the issue. He just wanted to have the first.
Yeah, nice.
And then, so we plumbed the above water villa up, and it was
Did you price in business class flights as well for that one?
No.
Economy.
Well, when we priced it up there, you priced to the Singapore, it's a Kiwi, it's a business deal, so you price it fair for what you're doing. And
nice.
When you realise what you're in and what the circles you're now, when you're over there,
man.
You know, these guys are frigging helicoptering their fucking bloody labourers in there. You're like, shit, these guys don't really care. So you push the boat, but once again, I mean, you just don't. It's not.
It goes back to your same saying, man. Like, don't try and rinse someone off one job. Like,
and they did talk about another one, and if there ever was another one, I'm sure would be the first to be approached on a great job. And
nice. Do you get many outrageous kind of offers or interesting stuff like that come through? Have you had anything else similar?
I'm working with one in China at the moment.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to win that one. I can't probably say too much about that one.
No.
You do get random stuff. I'm speaking to a guy, and
not through TikTok, surely.
No, that's all. Yeah, not that one.
I
was speaking to a guy there's something going down the top of the South Island, which I'm speaking to a guy at the moment about, which is quite cool. We do get those randomly cool projects. Pick a team, send them out. We're getting so big now that. So who do you pick? You know, hey, do you want to fly to here or there? So, but New Zealand, we are all over New Zealand.
Yeah.
At the moment, doing work.
Yeah, good man. I know you're busy, man. Just a couple personal questions in that. Right. Firstly, does your brain ever switch off? Do you struggle to sleep, or do you have real good sleeps?
I sleep 6. I'm struggling at the moment for some reason. I'm like waking up at 4 a.m. I wake up at 5 every day. But
are you in the office every morning?
I go to the gym every morning.
Nice. Where do you gym?
We built our old yard. We turned it into a gym. So
sick.
All the Brazilians run their jiu-jitsu club, and then we run a CrossFit club, group, and got yoga down there once a week, Broga, which is quite good for the old back. So
so what's your weekly split between gym, yoga? Do you do any mixed martial arts stuff?
No, I do boxing one day a week with boxing box fit. So
just in case you come across any of the guys that owe you money.
Yeah, nice. Kevin Stanley, mate.
Yeah. I'll catch you down in the Wairau Valley.
It's just box fit. It's nice. More like it's keep you sane and that. And
100%.
My sister got me into about 2 years ago. She's like, you should go see these monks at the end of Mum and Dad's Road. And it was a monastery at the end of Mum and Dad's Road. I'm like, I'll go along for it and try anything once. And so I've been there once, and I've been going there once a week to meditate with the monks.
How long for?
It's an hour every Monday, probably every 3 times a month I go there.
Do you find that hard to sit for 1 hour?
No, I did at the start, but when you start like doing meditation, you're learning to control your brain. You're learning to like how you stack problems. So from there, it's STEM that I can deal with problems. Like I'm pretty present quite often in a lot of places I am, but issues like I've got a few big issues coming up They're there stacked in aisle fucking 10, third shelf up. I'll deal with that when I have to deal with it.
Yeah, nice.
And it teaches you not to bring that to the surface.
And be emotional, eh?
Yeah, and your frontal lobe. They teach you a lot about your brain, how it works.
Interesting, man.
So it's helped me massively over the years. Yeah, and like I used to do alcohol, probably drinking a bit more than I should have.
Yeah.
But I went to the doctors and the cardiologist said the fucking old the cholesterol's too high.
Yeah,
Fucking come on, I go to the gym every day. And,
what are you talking about?
But then it's drinking, and no one tells the doctor how much they really drink. So so it's just trying to swapping one. I'm getting a bit older now, so that lifestyle I still do it, but putting just a little bit of
you just got to be a little bit more cautious, eh? Yeah. I've noticed since just going from being on the tools physical to sitting down, it's just like little things like swap out a cappuccino to a long black, or just try and cut out one snack a day or a 4 p.m. snack.
Yeah, that's it.
They can make big plays.
It is, yeah. No, it is. It's looking after yourself as well.
Yeah.
It's one bit of advice I got given from one of the coaches, and it always stuck with me was put your own oxygen mask on first. So like that thing when they say on the plane, put your oxygen mask on. And and that's it, like going to the gym early in the morning before you go and help someone else out. Doing your meditation, do your, we do a bit of breath workshops here, help out with sort of mental health. And, once again, you can control your breath, you can control your mind. So
it's real interesting, eh? So no outside sports or interest activities that you love? What do you follow?
I still play Masters Rugby League.
Nice.
Because I wasn't as good as those other guys, all the mates that made the Warriors.
Rugby League.
So I'm still playing this weekend.
Yeah, nice.
I've got to try every game so far.
That's your flex, eh?
Yeah, it's pretty good when you're playing 60-year-olds.
Yeah, it's pretty easy, man.
I can run around them. But I play that. I also I race in the Honda Cup.
Yeah.
So it's around the North Island this season. But so I race a little Honda Accord.
Cool, man.
In the Honda Cup. And hunting, fishing, golf. Fuck, I do bloody
all that shit.
All that, yeah.
Man, you got a stacked schedule, eh?
Yeah, I try. You got to look after yourself.
Yeah.
I don't work at home.
Yeah.
When I go home, it's
leave that shit there.
Yeah. I have an office at the back of the gym there where I work on the cars and that's my home office. I don't go home and deal with work. My wife watches me stare at my phone dealing with problems, but if I had an office here, I'd be in the office.
Yeah. So. Do you kind of have any rules of splitting that from home? Because unfortunately everything's on these phones.
Yeah, I'm trying to, and it's a real bad trait of mine is I get home and stare at my freaking phone and the kids are there and my wife, and I'm conscious of it and I'm trying to do better, but fuck, it's just like, that I could just tell that guy to do that now and it'll be problem solved. But switching off and not worrying about it, and like I always think now, like all the problems I had last month and I was stressed as fuck about them, they all sorted themselves out. Or we sorted them somehow.
And what was the worst thing that happened off them?
Yeah, nothing. I can't remember.
Pretty much nothing.
You can't remember.
Yeah.
And if you ask someone what happened, they can't remember. And you're like, why the fuck did I lose sleep? So, so I've been finding a little bit more of that, like, and as the business has got a bit more successful, I've got people coming in and there's people starting to take control and ownership of the business.
Yeah.
I can start working on my personal wealth, I guess, as you call it, on the other side, which is exciting for me. It's like you broke its back almost, which is good. For me, that's success. It's not about the dollar value or it's being financially stable and you've left a good legacy for some others to grow. And quite often, these people that are here now, they're going to pick this ball up and they're going to run a lot faster and score a lot more tries than I could ever.
Then you'll win a game against 60-year-olds.
Yeah, I'll just be there covering. I'll be the 60-year-old.
Yeah, nice, man. That's cool. Wait. Hey, last one-point question. What do you sort of see happening in the market over the next sort of 12 months from your high level? Everyone's real interested in that.
I'm seeing we've been pricing. Our pipeline accepted contracts dropped down about 20%, which is quite a big number for us.
Yeah.
And the last month we've landed 3 or 4 decent jobs. There's a lot more interest in the larger scale stuff.
Okay, cool.
It's just coming out now.
Yeah.
The market's at the dead bottom. So,
nice.
Speaking to the people I speak to, they're going to start moving. I thought they were going to move 3 months ago. I think this summer we'll see a lot of earthworks. The OCR will drop.
Yeah, nice.
And we'll see some movement. It'll be a slow movement depending on what trade you are. The tilers will be a bit lagged.
Yeah.
Earthworks guys straight out the
guys.
bat.
Yeah,
out the summer they'll be busy enough. Plumbers, sparkies, will come into
all on the ground, getting into it.
Yeah,
nice.
and the ground stuff, and we'll see it. I can see it now. I speak to the right people, but just don't. I've tried to predict it. I've never really seen the market this bad.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you guys are
years.
still coming out of it, man, and you think it, I'd take your prediction over other people.
Yeah, like I spoke to a good long-term builder, high-end guy we do work for yesterday, and he's just said got nothing after October, November. He's been doing it 18 years, and he's like never had that problem, and great reputation, great builder, great guy to work with, and just to hear that. But I'm feeling that high end is going to be a bit slower to kick out. That mid, not high end, that mid sort of, the 4 to 5, maybe a $10 million house. Those be a bit slower to come out of the ground. Those first homes, I think we're going to start rocketing back out again.
Yeah, nice. No, that's cool, man.
So it's just swinging in the roundabouts. As those come up, that commercial will drop. Yeah. And it'll do that cycle. I've seen it multiple times. Yeah, you've been through a few, man. Sorry, last one. Yep. One personal goal, one business goal for the next year, 2 years? Next one personal goal, score more tries. Score more tries, go for a double. Yeah. I've had two. I need a hat trick. Need a hat trick, yeah, nice. I wanted to get Rookie of the Year in the Honda Cup. Yeah, I love these goals, man. I'm a 40-year-old fucking going for... Yeah. Never give it up. I don't know. Personal goal is probably to hang out more with the kids and have more, help grow my kids rather than myself. Yeah, man. That's your legacy, Yeah, that's my... To be honest, that's my personal goals next few years. Business is to open Queenstown. Nice. Make sure Gisborne can be self-sustainable. And push Northland, and then the next one on the horizon in 2 years. So, nice. Which is somewhere in between Gisborne and Queenstown. So. Cool, man. Thanks very much, bro. Appreciate your time. I know you're a busy man, so thank you very much. Keep up the TikToks. No, yeah, thanks. Cheers, bro. Thanks,